All right, guys. Today's story is the 27th man, and right now I'm streaming from a new location. I'm in like an academy in New York, so a 3 hour time difference from literally yesterday. Uh, there's a lot of echo in this room, but I can't really help it, so I'm hoping that the audio is not so bad for you guys. Bear with me. I'm just doing new things. But today I'm excited to do Nathan Englander, 27th man. Um, I've been doing this class with my kids, and the last couple years we've been doing fairly. The last couple. Uh, Hang on, let me see what's going on right now. Guys, no one's in this live stream at this very moment. So, for this moment, I'm going to go. I'm going to take a quick break. Let's see. I'm going to take a quick break and come back in a sec. Nope, nope, no problems. Okay, so stream is back up. Stream is back up. I'm just dealing with these technical issues. It's really new to me to do that. But I was able to stop the stream and then restart the stream, so no problems there. And now we're getting started right now. Main problem is we have the latency. No, no problems. Okay, so we can get started right now. All right, so restart. Hey guys, today I'm bringing you the 27th Man by Nathan Englander. Don't know a lot about this other than Stalin era literary purge. Okay, that's basically all I know about this right now. I chose this story this week just because I felt like the last couple stories have been a little bit experimental. So I think this is going to be a more conventional story, and I think that'll give us a little bit of a break in terms of just having to struggle through these stories. We'll see what actually happens though, because this might still be a hard story. Nothing else special to say about that. Let's get right into it today. Go right into the pre-reading. So here we go. And I've already pulled it up. So I'm gonna just go straight to Goodreads for this one. Oh, there's like a man. Okay, sure. I can look at it through this app. Okay, so not a lot of reviews. This is a less common or less popular seeming story, apparently. And so nothing very long. But here we do have a very positive one. Let's start with this. 27 Jewish writers rounded up to be sent to a prison in Siberia for the crime of allegedly spreading anti-Soviet ideas. Of course, had a little digestive thing going on right now. Anyway, of course, never occurred. Man of overflowing of hubris, a drunkard, an elderly man simply waiting for death, and a young man trapped in his own world. Okay. Thank you, Emma. That was a great review. It's very, very brief, but it gets me a sort of sense of what kind of story this is. We have these very different characters from each other. They're going to be sent to a prison, and they have maybe an emotional connection of some sort. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like more ideological. Maybe it's about the ideas of the characters and the differences in these Jewish characters' ideas. I'm looking at Rara's review real quick. Funny and depressing. Funny and depressing. Well, I'm hoping for some funny in that depressing. I'm hoping for that funny. Well worth the time. Some very well written, very broadly defined. Let's go over here. Let's see if there are some other reviews besides these. Are there any other reviews? No, this is just a different format here. So looking over here, maybe Yeah, but this for some reason gives me reviews of just the play. Honestly, for the oh, you know what? There is one thing. I actually don't know very much about Nathan Englander. So let's try that. Let's try learning a little bit about Nathan Englander. For the Relief of Unbearable Urges. Just that title of that short story collection just gives me a sense of that potential sense of a potential sense of that humor. So, wow, look at this quality right now. The Wi-Fi here is not good. The Wi-Fi here is not good, man. Oh, the stream is oh, the stream is rough. Yo, what am I supposed to do with this? But unfortunately, today this is the location I'm at, and the stream is gonna be like this. I'll have to probably edit the video and make something better out of this. Anyway, going back to this particular situation, I'm back at the Wikipedia. I'm looking at the Wikipedia, and I'm just focusing on this title, For the Relief of Unbearable Urges. Honestly, the relief of unbearable urges, there's a little bit of that sort of humor, that urbane, witty, Jewish humor that I'm sensing. It's 1999, so it's some while ago. Oh, it's about a Jew who receives special dispensation from a rabbi to visit a prostitute for the relief of unbearable urges, and then the story is an allusion to the Night of the Murdered Poets. Hang on, what is this? That's interesting. This didn't come out in Goodreads. The Night of the Murdered Poets. It was the execution of 13 Soviet Jews in 1952. The arrests were first made in 48 and 49. They were all falsely accused of espionage and treason, as well as many other crimes. They were tortured, beaten, and isolated for 3 years before being formally charged. I'm really glad I got to find this story. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I was almost in a rush because, I felt like some of my previous videos pre-reading was like too slow, but actually this is really good. I'm glad I found this. Okay, because I get that humor, but I get that seriousness, right? And that actually that makes me more excited about the story because, I feel like we might be dealing with, someone who's sort of, it's an interesting mind. It's an interesting mind, I'm hoping. You take something really serious, but find like the humor and the beauty and the humanity in it is what I'm kind of potentially tickled by. I resisted calling it a political book. I wasn't trying to be political. There's a lot of politics in my novel because it's central to the world of that novel, but it's not like the politics is the point, right? The humanities, the humanity, the experience of suffering, these kinds of things. I'm thinking, I'm just riffing right now out loud. There's not a lot of other things to say. I'll go right into the story then. The 27th Man. I'm excited mainly to see how are these characters gonna like blend, That's my first preoccupation right now. Let's go. Nathan Englander. Oh, actually, another thing I'm hoping for, a little bit of humor. I'm hoping for some humor. Didn't have a lot of sleep, been traveling, I could use some humor right now. Okay, I'm struggling with the first two sentences already. I'm just like struggling to find the setting, right? So I think when I was younger, I would kind of plow forward, but I want to pause. I want to make sure I'm getting the setting. The orders were given at Kunsevo. He relayed them to the agent in charge with no greater emotion than for the killing of kulaks, or clergy. Okay, so the first problem I'm having is with this kulak, okay, a peasant in Russia, wealthy enough to own a farm, okay. But I'm realizing there's this sort of suggestion through this negation, okay, so what it isn't. These are orders and he relayed them. We don't know who this he is. He's relaying them to the agent in charge with no greater emotion than for the killing of kulaks or clergy or the outspoken wives of very dear friends. Okay, so these are the orders to round up and kill and potentially kill these Jewish writers. And this person is very impersonal. He kills. He orders the killing of people. At the same moment, in a single rattling burst of gunfire. Okay, interesting. It's a little, you know, it's a little fast. I wasn't expecting such a fast cut. Okay. At the same moment, I'm kind of bothered by this. Apprehended the same day, arrive at the prison gates at the same moment. Okay, I was bothered because it felt like a weird exaggeration, but I'm starting to realize at the same moment might mean together at the same time. That's what it sounds like. And with a gasp and simultaneous final breath, be sent off to their damnation in a single rattling burst of gunfire. Right. They're supposed to be apprehended together. So the same day, I misinterpreted that as today, right? And then sent that same day and then killed that same day. And that was not the right interpretation. It's same day as in together, same moment together, single rattling burst of gunfire together. Okay. Wow, I'm struggling right now. Okay, I'm struggling right now, but now I'm in the world. I've entered the world. Let's go. Allegiance versus Stalin. Okay, loyalty, right. He didn't know the names. He's just killing them. And it was Stalin. No matter, except maybe to the 27th. Wow, so the arbitrariness of being able to kill these people, they just don't matter at all. They don't matter at all. We're killing them. We're even killing the 27th person. He's just unlucky. Okay. Okay. At the very same time. Okay, so we're making a little bit of fun at the arbitrariness of the bureaucracy. Take them all together to the jail at the very same moment. So this is a joke. He gave up the role of strategist. He's just kind of not thinking. Oh, zoning out. Okay, let's try this again. I think I started zoning out over here, really. Most of them were in Moscow. Okay. I'm not having an easy time with my sleepiness and with the background noise. So, I'm just not I'm just not easy, I'm not finding it easy to focus right now. Should I push on? I'll try for a little bit. I'll try a little bit more. Okay? So, these people are about to be captured. The agents were being mocked by their friends because they'd have to go far. Heel dragging, hair pulling rule scene. Then those, then some of them were having, oh, gonna have a real hard time. Now it's interesting. We're sympathizing with the agents who are. We're like looking at the agents who are going to take these people, executing this bureaucratic order. Okay. Right. One of them got hit. Oops. His sister's husband? Rubles he received for the sweat curled pages. Bretsky abandoned. Huh. Well, so we have Bretsky, then we have Vasily. Vasily is sort of the quiet one. Bretsky is the drunkard. Okay. Reduce the younger man to tears. Enlist the help of a dozen women. Okay. Right. That's funny. It's funny. It's funny that Bresky would have enjoyed this. It's that irony is funny. I like this reads almost like an action movie, but like a funny one, like a Tarantino. We're like we're shifting the scene to every single character, and we're getting each character's introduction right now, and it's all each character is getting their is displaying their style. Um, They were simply following instructions. A deep fear of punishment. I really like this. So we're showing a lot of sympathy, not a lot, but we're showing sympathy to the people, the captors, the ones who are just, following their instructions. They don't even want to do this. And they're human beings that joke with each other and stuff too. It's interesting that we have such a human set of captors. Zunzer. Is that Zunzer? Okay, Zunzer. Bretsky, Zunzer. Vali, forget. Who's Melman? Oh, Melman. Oh, I see. The two names. The Melman is his real name. Everything since has been but nostalgia. Man, that is sad. That is sad. And headed out the door. It was removing Pinchas Pelovitz. Pinchas. So we get this. Now we know the main character because we get the section break. Okay, this is the main character. The weirdest one, right? The easiest, but it's not the easiest. Had constructed his own world with a compassionate God and a diverse group of worshippers. Tales, jokes, histories. Did not publish. He was not going to take over the when they be right. This kind of person would not be very good at running an inn. Had his name not found its way onto Stalin's list. Luger, the German weapon, the German pistol. I tried the handle. Okay. Absolutely not stated. You're coming with us. That sound. These agents are kind of funny and baffled. There was only one moral outrage he'd been involved in. You can have them, but they're not really mine. Them. What's he referring to? They were in a copy of a Zinsser book that a guest forgot, and I didn't know where to return them. Regardless, I studied them thoroughly. You may take me away. 5 postcards. 3 were intricate pen and ink drawings of a geisha in various positions with her legs spread wide. The other 2 were identical photographs of a sturdy Russian maiden in front of a painted tropical background wearing a hula skirt, making a vain attempt to cover her breasts. So, Pinchas is like, he thinks he's getting arrested for these lewd drawings, which is. Oh, that's horrible, man, because what's gonna happen after it's gonna be so much worse. Uh, he was sad that he had not resisted temptation. May I bring my desk? He's so pure and innocent in a way. Just put on your shoes. And sometimes I sometimes take walks without shoes, but never without novels. He doesn't really understand the world. He's very afloat. He's very aloof from the world. The bridge is out on this road. You'd better cut through the old Bunakov place. Everybody does it in winter. Oh. Wow, he funny. The idea of arriving only to have their prisoner blurt out the name of the secret prison was mortifying. So he knows where he's going even though he's in the blindfold and he knows the name of this thing. It's kind of this is like one of those this is a humor scene. But of course when they turn off he's still going to know what's happening even though he's blindfolded. Okay. They break a wheel. Pinch was relieved. Had to do with something more than his minor infraction. I don't know why that would make him relieved. That's very confusing. All inexcusably late. They're supposed to be perfect machines, right? Huh. Why was Pinch... Why was he relieved? I'm confused. So I guess, oh, he's relieved because maybe he thought they were going somewhere farther. Anyway, moving on. But also unique. An eminent selection of Europe's surviving Yiddish literary community was being held within the confines of an oversized closet. Had they known they were going to die, it might have been different. Since they didn't, he didn't have time to anyway. Cry for Rachmanis. I wonder what this is. Mercy. Okay. Cry for. Since they didn't, was about. Right. So. So we have a sort of interesting scene where all of these very intelligent people are gathered together. People with egos who don't want to cry in front of each other. Right. And arguing about literary things. And Manger took this to be an attack and asked Kolyadzin if he would everything he didn't understand. Illogical. So that's an insult. Journals that just aren't the same, right? They're all gossiping for how did they hurt? Right. A symposium had broken loose. That's pretty funny. Right. It's like something terrible is supposed to happen, but for them, it's actually like it's kind of an amazing experience, an unusual and unique experience. Excuse me. Oh. Vasily Korinsky, because of the worry. Right, the wife was violent, Zunzer. Wow, sorry. Making sure they were alive. Pintas has like this strange sort of close to magical aura around him. So I'm kind of curious what happens when they kill him. I assume they're going to kill him by the end of the story. And I assume that's going to be the last scene of the story right now. Oh, bad. Bretsky wants vodka. What is this? The light bulb hanging went on. A separation. Oh, it's a separation from the night to day or something like that. Like it's like ongoing. No one understands what time it is. That's the problem. No one understands what day it is, what time it is. So now with the light on, it means you're waking up. You're right. It's a morning. With morning, there is hope. Our romantic is talking. Oh, way up. Oh. How he would reach it. An optimistic one. Oh my god. Is that suicidal? I'm confused. The way out. Fail on your way out and fail on your morning. It's pitch dark outside. Either it's night or a place with no sun, freezing. Past the fact that you are not one of the whores I paid for, and this is not the bed we fell into, I'm uncertain. His powers of observation were already returning. And Yom Kippur was still months away. So it's a special time for Bretsky. Huh. Whose book? So they're being critics again. worrying that one of the other men might be Horyansky. This mention of the death, though, is now the first confirmation. I mean, I don't know if it's the first, but now we're really confirming that we shouldn't forget that they're going to die soon. The light and the night are not synchronized. They're very how that's crazy. That gives a very unsettling feeling. They're being shaken out of their biologies, our biological like patterns. Pinchas is like a genius, you know. He's sort of an obsessed genius. Composing without pen and paper, he's just writing in his head. He's a born writer. He's like the true writer here. Had gone to the ovens or were in America. Oof. How much more meaningless was success with the competition gone? Why write at all when your readers have turned to ash? Never outlive your language. He's so ready to die. Oof. Sweated the alcohol out. Oh. Closing eyes only to find more darkness. First paragraph of Final Time. So this is what he wrote in his own head. The morning that Mendel Muscatev woke to find that his desk was gone, his room was gone, and the sun was gone, he assumed he had died. This worried him, so he said a prayer, keeping himself in mind. A prayer for the dead, which is myself. That's kind of funny. Then he wondered if one was allowed to do such a thing. And worried instead that the first thing he did was sin. It's sin to pray for yourself. Ugh. At least there was some style. So Korinsky is kind of the uppity one, a drunk, incontinent old curmudgeon and an idiot. Could not be of his caliber. He's prideful. Even Horyansky is better. Maintain a little dignity. Comrade, I am quite sure my incarceration is due to bureaucratic confusion of some sort. But I have an impeccable record. How insufferable. Stalin of silver, Stalin of gold happens to be a national favorite. We spilled our blood in revolution only to choke on Stalin's pollution. Bastardization of Kerensky's ballad. Oh. How dare you mock me? I've not had the pleasure of hearing the original, but I must say the mockery is quite entertaining. Interesting. Bretsky and Zinser are are teaming up as one for revolution. Now we bask in the glory of great Stalin's solution. Perfect. At least one fan. Kerensky is such a beta man. He's like Squidward, dude. I already don't like Kerensky very much. Had never before been involved in. This was one. He did not know what adulation was being requested. Oh, I'm no fan, sir. You're a master of the Yiddish language, but the core of all your work is flawed by a heavy-handed party message that has nothing to do with the people about whom you write. Sounded like the fool was condescending. The fool. They are very real. Oh. Furthermore, I have a most cloudy feeling that the face on the old man also belongs to the legendary Zinser. Wow, we have like a veritable celebrity. My God, he had seen the great seer pee into a bucket. Pinchas is really excited. Wow, the great seer. Actually, I love this sentence. I love this sentence, man. That's such a great sentence. I'm waking up. I'm waking up because, oh, dude, I was having such a hard time. My body's still having a hard time, but I'm waking up just seeing the people come alive. He beat Pinchas to the floor. Oh no. Oh. The poet lord of the communist empire. There's only one way to exit. Only your language? Who are we without Yiddish? Good argument. Good. We're getting into the argument here. The four sons of the Passover Seder at best. I don't know what the four sons of the Passover Seder are. I kind of want to know. This is more than tradition, Korsky. It's blood. So Bretsky is the one who is the most likely to be anti-communist. Kepler. Huh. And have you seen a movie directed by Kepler lately? he made a friendship with the exalted comrade's daughter. Now he is in a labor camp, if he's alive. Jewish hands on his daughter's pure white skin. Oof. This can turn us all into a Hitler. We don't need the Nazis, my friend. The eyes you feel are not ours. The great seer speaks. Glowered. He worked on his story unconscious. He's so strange. He's so strange. And follow it and bring him back. One thing that's really cool about this story right now is how we have this like strange, sort of spacey, out there character, this sort of genius character, okay? And because he's creating a story, we're getting a story inside the story. So we get to see these two stories kind of interact with each other at different levels. Ugh, dude, let me go. Sleep. Let me go. Give me some energy. Fine, that's fine. So he's not actually that sick, but everyone's worried. A legend for his poetry, as much for his antics. None had heard the name. Who wasn't even famous. I'm the one who doesn't belong here, though if I could, I'd take the place of any of you. Oh yes, that's all I do. I'd much rather be saying this. Zinzer is so graceful, gracious. Quite a feat for an unknown. Ooh. Beaten, degraded, made to confess to numerous crimes and to sign confessions that they knowingly distributed value. What? This happened so fast. This happened so fast. I'm shook, honestly. That happened so fast. And it's like we know because these are the kinds of things that come out in movies so often that he just sort of skips it all and goes straight to the screams. Heard each other's screams. Bretsky also shared a common wall. His tears did not fall from the pain, however, they came out of the sober realization of man's cruelty and the picture of suffering being dealt to his peers, especially Zunzer. Bretsky, the big guy, is crying. Bretsky is such a romantic, right? Such a poet. His screams sounding as if they were coming from afar. With every stripe he received, he added a phrase. Oof, that's actually a little crazy. I mean, this is such a crazy idea that Nathan Englander put here. But like the idea is this sort of mystical character who's constantly writing in his head, even though he's not famous and doesn't publish. He's actually writing in his head even as he's getting tortured. What a crazy idea. And how peculiar. This is such a strange feeling. It's like beautiful and painful and cruel and I kind of don't remember the beginning of this story. I want to go and check the beginning of this story. Okay, right. Everything was gone. He thought he had died, so he said a prayer for himself, and he thought he might have committed a sin praying for himself. So he went to a rabbi. Exact dimensions of his missing room. Rested on the missing desk. Oh, I see, the rabbi kind of seems to have stolen it. Are closed against the noise. We are without a sun today. Also very mystical. And also this is kind of like, this is weirdly like a psychological sort of stream of consciousness, or maybe like Freudian slip type of thing, right? Of course, because the four characters, the real characters, the real people who are the writers, are in a cell and they don't have a sun. So this line that comes out as Pinchas is being tortured, right? These lines are coming out from his psyche, kind of referring to the reality around him. My shutters are closed against the noise. What a poetic line. Did no one else mention it at morning prayers? No one else arrived. I had until you told me about this sun. Now I understand. No sensible man would get up to greet a dawn that never came. What a weird, peculiar feeling that I'm getting. I don't know what it is. Twisted and split. Only his thumb had a nail. Oh my god, it's pretty painful. And yet you play the victim. You had to have known they would come. You have a point, a fair point. Struggle for survival. As in, it might be subversive. You have a point, fair. His Zunzer's work might be subversive to some extent. Why should I always be the one to survive? I watched Europe's Jews go up the chimneys. I buried a wife and a child. I do believe one can elude the fates, but why assume the goal is to live? Slid the mangled hand onto his stomach. How many more tragedies do I want to survive? I don't want to survive anymore. Let someone take witness of mine. Of mine. Bretsky disagreed. We've lost our universe, this is true. Still, a man can't condemn himself to death. The desperate are never given the choice. Then, you don't believe there is any reason I was brought here to be with you. It isn't part of a larger. I think that somewhere a clerk made a mistake. I cannot bear. Already finished that story. I wonder how much longer this story is. Oh, that's fast. Wow, that's fast. I'm actually a little shaken how fast that was. Oh my god, they're lining up outside the machine guns already. They hadn't been in darkness long when they were awakened. I feel sad already. I feel... And Pinchas is kind of a beautiful character, and I don't know what about it, and I don't know what about him, but I'm connected to that character. Oh, what did I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not like quite reading well. Let me just double check. Oh, something. Okay. So, going back into this, oh, my body is heavy. But my eyes are heavy, but let's go. They hadn't been in darkness long. Currency's looking outside. Everyone is blinking as if they were newly born. Pinchas interrupted. That's Korinsky speaking. I have something I would like to recite. Go ahead. What difference can it make now? For whom? His room was gone. The sun was gone. He assumed he had died. It's interesting that Nathan Englander chose to rewrite the beginning. He had done upon being dead was sin. So Mendel Muskatov is like Pinchas. So he says a prayer for everyone who is dead, everyone in this prison. Did he sin? Then he spoke to the local rabbi. First time visiting the rabbi. And the rabbi's room was exactly the same. We are without a son today. And this rabbi might be kind of like a Zunzer, but we'll see. My shutters are closed against the noise. Did no one else mention it? No one arrived. This is all very startling, Rabbi, but I think we, at some point in the night, have died. And here am I with an eternity's worth of Talmud to study. And a stender in the corner, should I want to stand? Yes, it would seem I'm in heaven. I must thank you for rushing over to tell me. Did you come for some other reason? I did, trying to find a space between the books where once there was a door. I wanted to do, and here his voice began to quiver. Which one of us is to say the prayer? Very mysterious story. He's trying to resolve, Mendel is trying to resolve his sin. Someone should pray. Who? And this has some weird, ominous resonance with who dies. I don't know why it feels that way, but which one of us is to pray when we die or something like that? I feel that connection. Bravo. A long. It was not lost. Well, it was lost on me. I don't know the meaning. Wondered what the noble Zunzer was thinking. Horyansky and Lubavitch, Levensaltsky, all those great boys. Having increased his readership threefold, had a smile on his face. Was the 27th or the 14th from either end? If you wanted to count his place in line, he's right in the middle, and he's the accident. Pitches by holding up his right side. You're a talented boy. Smiled again, then fell, his head landing on the stockingless calves of Zunzer. One of his borrowed shoes flew forward, though his feet slid backward in the dirt. Bresky felt, it's crazy, because we don't even hear the bullets. We don't even get the bullets. We just get him dying, happy. He lived long enough to recognize the crack of the guns and know that he was dead. And know that he was dead, which circles it right back around to Pincha's story, where the man knows that he is dead and he goes and prays. That's not a very conventional story. So that prediction, so I was hoping it would be a conventional story, and I was wrong, but I'm happy I'm wrong. This is such a good story. I don't know why, but I get chills right now. I get these chills. Like, Pincha's, like, you can actually kind of see my hair standing, actually. Man, it's like I'm sleepy, but I still feel that. Like, how do I? It's such a strange feeling for me too, because normally when I read, if I'm sleepy, I just stop reading. But I tried pushing it through, and I'm still getting it. I'm still getting it. I still feel this thing, and I don't get it. You know, I don't understand where the feeling's coming from. It's like this Pincha's character is so pure. He's so simple, and we kill him, and that's a pretty straightforward thing. You know, I've seen that done in literature plenty of times. It's not that crazy to have that, but he's so mystical, and he's writing. Even as he's getting tortured, he's writing, and he has this story, his offering, the first time he ever publishes, really, and he gets a readership of 3 people, and Zunzer calls him talented, and that's all he lives for. That's all he lives for. Oh, and we have Zunzer's sort of questions about what life is worth living for, right? And was this enough? Was this worth living for? You know? Was this worth living for? For Pinchas, it feels like, in a way, he dies happy, unlike Zunzer. Zunzer's just, he's dying because he wants to die, But it's this thing, whereas Pinchas is beyond the death. Beyond is the right word, actually, because his story is about somebody who already knows he's dead. And by knowing he's dead, he accepts it. And all he's thinking of is his next step, which is prayer. And his prayer is his story. His story is the prayer. Something like that. Something like that. Wow, man. And structurally, this story is so tight, and it's short, and it's sweet, and it's powerful. Pinchas is such a good, right? Whereas Zunzer, he's just this, he just wants to die. He has no reason. But Pinchas is beyond that. If Zunzer kind of represents, a certain type of achievement, of kind of accepting the fact and being ready for it and wanting it, Pinchas is even beyond that, right? He knows he's dead. And his only mission is to write, and is to keep writing, and then to offer up that writing. Wow. Anyway, I don't know, I got chills, and I had such a good experience with this story just now. I hope you guys did too. I really do. If you guys are into this, you guys enjoy reading a story and watching someone else read the story, right? Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. I'm doing these live streams very, very frequently as I can, with my work schedule and whatnot. I'm just squeezing it in as much as possible. I hope to hear some comments from you guys to see what's actually connecting, what you guys are enjoying. I really, really hope that you could also feel connected to Pinchas in the way that I did. And if you didn't, but you felt connected to the story some other way, let me know. What did you do to try to enjoy the story, and how did you enjoy it? How did you enjoy it? What parts really connected to you? All right, guys, that's that. I'll see you guys in the next one.